Hey everybody, before we get started, I just want you to check out the content that's available from ICC, from the Content Marketing Institute. So not only do we have some great interviews coming up over the next few months of over 20 different speakers that we interviewed at the event, you can actually get the session recordings from ICC now through the Content Marketing Institute by clicking here on this ad or checking out the link in the descriptions. There you'll see all the sessions, the keynotes, and some amazing just information. So if you were there at ICC or if you weren't, the content is available, the sessions you missed, those people, the fascinating topics on AR and VR and agile marketing and content structures and content engineering, just a blast. So check it out, get the content, it's super cheap, and then you can start learning how to become a more intelligent marketer. Well, we're here at the Intelligent Content Conference in Las Vegas. And I'm here with one of my favorite CMI people.
Oh, that's so nice.
And actually the first person I ever interviewed from CMI.
I know. I was sitting in my kitchen on the phone.
And you gave me your home number, and I still remember, like, don't use it for anything else but this podcast.
And I just didn't want, like,
hey, Cathy,
signal.
what are you doing?
That's so funny.
So I never called you back on your home line.
But that's nice.
But
I'd answer.
Yeah, I'm here with the VP of Marketing for the Content Marketing Institute, Cathy McPhillips.
Thanks for having me. This is a fun break in the madness today.
Yeah, and so Cathy's who we work with when we want to come up with fun ideas on ways that we can interact with the Content Marketing Institute, but then also you are in charge of so much when it comes to the marketing side of a marketing institute. So it's such an honor to have you back on the show.
Well, thanks.
So let's talk about this event. Like, what were some of the cool things you guys got to do and work with to make this event kind of get the reach out to grow the audience so much more than it was last year?
Well, I think one of the things we did this year that, as we purchased the event a few years ago, and the first year we were reaching content strategists, and then after that event we said it was a great event, but we just didn't hit the mark on exactly what we wanted. So as the years have evolved, I think we've got a great model this year where we're reaching marketers who want to learn more about content strategy and how it can affect their business. And one of the things Michelle Lynn and I did, who runs our editorial, is we looked at the agenda and we said to Joe, these all sound like awesome sessions and we're knee deep in this, and some of these sessions just don't make sense to us as marketers. So what can we do to the agenda to not change the presentations, but change the titles of them to make it more appealing to marketers?
Yeah.
And I think that was a great way for marketers to look at it and say, wow, this really does apply to me. So I think from that side of things, it was really fun to be a little bit more involved with that side of things. And Mo, she and I talked about it a lot. So among our team, we were like, let's just make this interesting to us, because we know if it's interesting to us, it will be interesting to others.
And that's a weird thing, because like for most events, you go because like Content Marketing World, I never look at the sessions don't mean anything to me whether or not I'm going or not. But something that's more advanced in 200 level or 300, 400 level,
right.
Some of these, you do need to look at those individual details and say, is this a good fit?
Right. And just some things that we haven't started doing yet.
Yeah.
Or we are doing and we're not doing it. We're not doing it the structured way that we should be. We're kind of doing it piece by piece, but we really could get a better framework, or we really could be more systematic in what we're doing. And I think that's a big difference for me. Where some of the things in Content Marketing World, I could say, I love this speaker, or I love this topic, or this topic appeals to me. Where here, I don't know a lot of these speakers because this world's new to so many of us.
Yeah, and I think the type of people who come out here are usually the ones who are the lone wolves in the organization, or the ones who are trailblazing and are looking at topics beyond just, should we start a blog, what is video work or anything like that, but more of how do we do structured data? What are some of the impacts that marketing automation could have? What are the changes and thoughts around marketing automation and agile marketing and some of these things that you just don't get from the Content Marketing World event, or you might, but there's so many other sessions on top of that you want to attend.
Right. It's like we took 2 or 3 of the tracks from Content Marketing World and blew them out.
Yeah.
Because it's not like this is Content Marketing World 2.0. It's just, we're taking a part of Content Marketing World and focusing on it.
Yep. And I think another cool thing about this event is the speakers stick around, and they're here the first day,
They do.
and they're here until the end. Where sometimes the big people fly in and out the day of, and you'll never see them. And it's such a big event. It's hard to approach them if they're not like right after their session. Where here,
and I think a lot of that for Content Marketing World isn't a lack of interest.
No.
It's just because they're going to another gig. I mean, September is a busy month, although March is a crazy month as well.
Well, at that end, you might not even know, like if they're hanging out on one side of the conference center, it's a 10-minute walk over there. It's hard to run into.
But I love Content Marketing World.
It is. It's a great event. But I think organizations, when they look at their teams, they need to look at what is something that's going to inspire them, like a Content Marketing World, and what's something that's going to drive them into a lot of deeper thought, like an Intelligent Content Conference, and finding both of those events that you can send them to, and not just say, what conference do you want to go to?
Right.
But really, what do you want to go to be inspired, and then what do you want to go to think deeper about future stuff?
Right. Well, I don't know if you sat in Lauren Vargas's presentation this morning, but I'm coming here thinking I'm going to pull a couple of nuggets out of this event that I can take back to our team and to our company. And I sat through her presentation, and it was all on structure. And I was like, oh my gosh, we could totally do this. Mm-hmm. And she went through what she had done for her company. And I think that's one of the nice things about how Joe puts agendas together for both Content Marketing World and ICC is we want to lead with how we can do things and not like these. I love inspiration. I love talking about the future. But really, truthfully, if we're going to invest money, I want to go home with something tangible that I could actually apply.
Yeah.
And the way that Lauren presented it, I can. I mean, it's going to take a lot of work. And it's going to take a lot of us from our team. But it is something that I looked at and said, wow, that's something we really could pull off.
Exactly. And so on that topic, like let's talk through some of those takeaway things that you guys are looking to do this year to broaden the reach of your marketing efforts, because I think we can learn a lot from you, because you guys are one of the best examples of a community-driven marketing organization that has done a great job of building an audience in such a short amount of time, and then truly listens to the customers and implements what they say. You have not been static at all. So what are some of those things that you think you're going to put into practice?
Well, so our team consists of, me heading up the marketing, but Mo's doing community management and social, Amanda's doing media and public relations, and John's doing marketing automation and audience development, running our Salesforce database. And I could see that there's things here for each of them and for all four of us. Marketing automation is huge for us right now. We are really trying to focus on how we can best reach our customer without, we have 200-some thousand names in our database, and we don't want to send them all the same message. They don't deserve the same message. Mm-hmm. And John worked really hard last year to take our database from just, when you go to subscribe, all you need to do to subscribe is enter your email address.
Yeah.
So John has taken that from that point to, we know so much about our customers now over the past year, things like progressive profiling or, we've been doing these one-off things here and there, but, we could leave this event and saying, okay, let's stop the one-offs and let's figure out a plan. So from that side of things, we can really get to know our audience better, and we can start using our marketing automation the way marketing automation should be used, and what we're paying for, that we can do all those things and figure out a process and figure out the funnel. And we're working on lead scoring models and things like that. And Mo is taking all of our. Are you interviewing Mo? So am I going to steal her thunder?
No, you're fine. Yeah.
But just she learned so much from our audience on social that she then shares with the editorial team. But is there a better way from her, sending us a tweet saying, here's an interesting topic, which is working perfectly fine.
Yeah.
But what else could we be doing? Is there is there a tool that we could be using to funnel all that information so it is more automated, so she's not having to stop what she's doing to send Michelle something or to send me something or to jot down an idea for herself, where then when she's ready to spend an hour strategizing on our next quarter of Twitter chats, for example, that it's all in one place.
Yeah.
What are some other things that she can be doing? I mean, she's so busy. How can we save time and be more efficient in everything that we're doing?
Yeah, and then also, how can we pull that data back into that database so we know that this person hashtagged this topic and we've matched that email with that Twitter tag, so they're interested in it. So how can the other side of the house, the marketing automation, email them about the upcoming article on that topic, right? All these things that you can do when you all start coming together and saying, okay, we've made it to this plateau, we've broken through this ceiling, and now we've got a new adventure ahead of us.
Did you know 70% of Twitter users watch videos found in their newsfeed? Here's a tip. Use visuals in your tweets. people are 3 times more likely to engage with a tweet that includes a video. Create short, visually entertaining videos to grab your followers' attention in their timelines. Quickly and easily publish videos to YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter at once with Bright Cove Social. Learn more at brightcove.com.
And so much of the editorial from CMI comes from us trying something and either succeeding or failing. And it's really nice for us. It's easier for us to write an article about something that we just did. Yeah. And our audience likes that, I think, that saying, wow, they fumbled through that, and here's what they learned, or here's how they thrived, and here's what it did for their business and for their subscribers and everything.
And it's great to see that you guys are completely open about what you've tried, what's worked and what's not worked. Yeah. I mean, we saw with the Podcast Network, it was something that you guys invested heavily into, but then we all learned that the market is still not ready for podcasts. And it's not that every market.
I don't know how I listen to podcasts every day.
I know, it's like, but some of us do, right? Some of us, and that's the thing, like being an early adopter, you will use stuff for so long, decades, even before other people do, and you see the value and you become an evangelist on it, but it just takes time to get people interested in it. And so it's not that you abandon the network, it's you've pivoted from it. So the P&R still goes on, it's successful, it runs, but some of the other shows ended, and you pivoted. And
I like to think of it as we set them on a different course. They started with us, and we gave them a place to launch their platform, and they're gone to better things.
Exactly,
for themselves.
They're doing other forms of content. We don't have to get so attached to it.
Right.
But everyone was open about it, and I think they even did a P&R episode about the Podcast Network and the pivot and stuff like that. And it wasn't like a secret, this is a failed content marketing effort. No, it's a pivot. We learned, we tried for a while, and just like every successful business, if it's not something that audience is looking for, move on to something else, find that way to get their attention.
Right. And I don't know if you know the story, but Robert Rose one day sat with Michelle and I, and we were Robert's customers for a day. And we went through all these things on here's what we're doing and how do we do all these things that we're trying to do, and we're all so busy and blah, 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 that we all say the same thing. And Robert's like, well, stop doing what's not working. Yeah. And let's look at this and let's look at how it's affecting the business. If our end goal is email subscribers and event attendees, what are we doing? Is everything that we're doing really making sense for our customers and for us? And if it's not making sense for both of us, then we need to fix it. Either get rid of it or fix it. And that was a really eye opener for me and Michelle, saying, wow, there are a couple of things that or even just not focusing as much effort on it.
Yeah.
We just need to prioritize all the things that we're doing.
Exactly, because you have to build momentum in those areas. If it's not today, it will be.
Right.
Text will be disrupted, and written, print, whatever, it will continue to come in and out of fashion, and audio will come in and out of fashion, and video will come in and out of fashion. It's not the year of anything. It's what's going to attract people at that time and how they consume it. Knowing that you follow those rhythms, but you're looking at the audience and you're focusing on what they want and delivering value to them, then it's all one big content marketing effort, essentially going. And I love the way you guys have incorporated events, and that's like the strategy. I still remember sitting down listening to Epic Content Marketing the first time I ever was introduced to CMI. I picked it up, I bought the print book and I bought the audio book, and I listened to it, and I heard in there that our approach is to get your email and to get you to attend an event.
Right.
And at the time I was like, I'm not going to a marketing event. I know
now you're
this
driving
stuff.
an RV to an event.
I'm going to, I'm going to my dev events. I'm not doing this marketing stuff. And then I saw myself progress, and I put the email in, and I started getting the newsletters, and then I got the CCO, and then I bought my first Content Marketing World. And now, pretty much every event.
So say that again. What was the first? Getting the book.
Getting the book.
Right.
Listening to the book, and then putting my email in, getting the newsletter. And then through that, I was able to get the print magazine.
Okay, and those are the three things.
I know, and the print magazine did so much for me because I came from a world of having magazines. As a kid, I always wanted subscription magazines. It was like, I remember I got a Time magazine in high school, subscription, and I hated reading books, but I'd read my Time magazine because it was like a thing for me.
Right.
And digital came out, and I just hated it. I need print. And so when I started receiving it, it was one of the only dedicated source of content I would read, because I like the feel of paper. I like to read. I can't stand reading digitally. It's just annoying for me. I read code and different stuff.
You look at a computer all day long.
I want it to change my life. And so that really pushed it over the edge. It made me want to start attending. And
Joel will say that, he'll say in a lot of his presentations, we get people to do 3 things. The likelihood of them coming to an event increases substantially.
Yeah.
And you did 3 things.
The cool thing is it's not that it was like I'm duped or I'm gamed, because those 3 things led me on my journey to continue to become a better marketer, and attending Content Marketing World continued to help me to become a better marketer. Sure, it had more business value for CMI.
Right.
But for me, I feel like it's worth far more than I've probably given CMI $20,000 over the past 3 years, but it's still, that's,
Right.
I've earned and gained far more than that, I feel. So it's not, so I think we always get concerned about the sales process and where it fits in, but it's truly just how do you level up your audience? And you guys have done a great
we try
job.
really hard. There were people that wanted to come here, and we looked at what's your role? And we said, this isn't the event for you. And we don't want someone to pay money to come here if it's not a good fit for them. We don't want them to have a good experience. And there are some people we've said, ICC isn't for you, but wait till September and come to Content Marketing World. And it's so much bigger and it's a different event, but the sessions are just more targeted for what that person needs. And if someone can't come to an event, we have other options. We have our university and all other ways to be involved and to learn. Even reading the daily blog for free.
Yeah.
It's a perfectly good person for us in our eyes. Do we want them to come to the event? Sure. We're a business, but ultimately, I like that we kind of run a little bit like a nonprofit mentality, that we're there to help people to do their jobs better.
Exactly. It's like if you're engaging with them, if they're learning, then it's a win. And that's truly an effective lead. And you don't know who they're going to influence,
Right.
and who they're going to talk to, what level they are. They might not have a budget, but they're going to go talk to somebody else and talk about the amazing content and drive budget. With marketing, you can't ever know how much effect you're going to have on somebody when you're providing value. If it's just your marketing, your materials, and they're taking them home, and it's truly one person hands it to another person, there's only so far it can go. But if you're providing value to that person, you have no idea. And that's why markets are getting so disrupted, because who would have thought you could grab a camera, go outside, change the oil in your truck, show it, and then get 100,000 views in 6 months on a network?
It's amazing.
Yeah, and because it happens. Things change so rapidly.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you for your time, and I'm excited to see you at Content Marketing World, and hopefully we won't get hit by a semi-truck this time around.
Well, let's hope.
But it's a great event, and anybody who's listening or watching, if you haven't attended a CMI event, let's say you're considering something else that's inbound type or whatever, I would highly suggest a CMI or Content Marketing World.
September in Cleveland's a beautiful time of the year.
It is. I mean, there's so much going on there, but the connections are authentic, and the relationships you'll build there, the access you have to people, the great events and the staff, and just invest and try it out.
And I'm really lucky because both here and at Content Marketing World, my biggest job is to get people to attend. So once I get to the event, I'm still doing stuff, but my role decreases substantially once the event actually starts. So my job is to make sure people are having a good time, and I just love seeing people that are coming back, or they're here for the first time and they're so excited. And this sounds so cheesy, but it's like a big family reunion. It's like when I see you guys, it is. Oh my gosh, it's been a few months, and who would have thought when we did the podcast a few years ago that you would have come over to my house and spend a day. And
you made bacon for us, and you don't make bacon ever.
I never make bacon.
And then we went Pokemon hunting and walking in the park and on the beach. I mean, those are the things that can happen if you truly look at you as a marketer and figure out how you're going to invest in you and the business, and look at these paths like the CMI and what they offer.
Yeah.
Great. Well, thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's exciting. Hey guys, we're getting ready to pack up and head out for the summer, but one of the things we're very excited about is the Content Marketing World Conference in September. It is my favorite event. You get 4,000 plus marketers, there's tons of exhibitors, there's tons of amazing speakers, influencers, and the content is so rich. It is by far the best value in marketing. Right now, you can sign up through us and get $100 off, but then we'll also be having different events with some of our sponsors and the content marketing people, and then we'll let you see what goes on behind the scenes of recording one of these podcasts. And so I hope you enjoy the show, but I really hope I can see you at Content Marketing World. So make sure you register, use this code, but then also let us know you're going to be there, and we'll make sure we get you an invitation to anything that we're doing at the event. Thanks a lot and enjoy the podcast.